everybody. This is Wendy Lovejoy of the YellowLetterMentoring.com, and today we are bringing you a live training. This is real estate related. We know on Tuesdays, thank you AJ, we do real estate. On Monday it's the prayer call. We got started an hour late today, so hopefully people still join and get this information. I am really excited about the topic for real estate this month. We're focusing on team building and self-development. So if you've been following me or if you're new to this, my name is Wendy Lovejoy of the YellowLetterMentoring.com. And I came up with the Yellow Letter Mentoring a few years ago. I have always mentioned in the past that I have learned to write letters many years ago to attract motivated sellers. Letters to realtors, letters to homeowners, letters to, affiliates like mortgage companies and things of that sort. And so I've perfected a template that really works and makes people feel good about contacting you. The other thing that you might want to understand is that, excuse me, we have created, hey Aaron, we have created a group training. Okay, something went down the wrong throat, hold on. So, we have created a group training because I think most people getting into real estate, you want to invest in getting into a community and not trying to do real estate on your own. I always, when I compare my journey and the journey of other people, I find that the people that try to do this on their own are the ones that end up not investing a lot of money, but really losing a lot of money. This past weekend at the New York meetup, one of the young ladies came in, shared that she had spent well over $60,000 with fortune builders, and here it is months later, she has no clue about real estate. She has no clue because she has nobody she can really speak to. She's speaking to different coaches for different information. And I always say that is like trying to create a meal from a bunch of different recipes. It's not gonna give you that perfect taste you're looking for. And in real estate, the more you try to do this on your own, you don't even know what to do first. And excuse me, and if you get started with a mentor and then you jump ship in the middle of the training, you're kind of hurting yourself. It's like somebody who wants to lose weight and then they get started in a gym program and then all of a sudden they stop going to the gym. That's not helpful. And that is lack of discipline. It has nothing to do with the trainer, has nothing to do with the process that the trainer is giving you. It is lack of discipline. Whenever I want to get my body really toned, I make sure I work with a personal trainer. And one of my most favorite personal trainers ever just knew my body and would get me like really fit and tight and energy, just, to a whole nother level within 30 days because he knew my body from just working me in the past. And so I follow his training stringently, and I don't give up even when he tells me I have to do 30 more lunges. In my head, it's like, oh my God, my legs are gonna kill me. But the fit, the tone, and the energy I'm gonna have after that is no comparison. So I find it worth it. And so it is worth the investment. You pay more for a trainer. It's more than just paying for gym membership. You pay extra for a trainer, but if you really believe in your own fitness, you will invest in that. And then, like I said, you don't want to jump ship. Excuse me, when my trainer did group trainings, and I would see like a few women get started when I did. I even had my daughter start with him because I just loved the results on my body, and he got the same results for her. And I noticed that women that came had different body shapes, so he worked us a little differently. And some women would give up. And I'd see them months later in the gym, just walking on the Stairmaster, but they weren't getting the energy and the tone that they were looking for. And then they would say to me and my daughter, "Oh my God, look at your body." But that's because we did everything he said. We changed our diet, we changed our sleep habits, we changed the amount of water we had to drink, and we changed the exercises we did do when we went to the gym. We only did what he told us to do. And so that's the beauty of a mentor. And if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I believe in mentorship. I believe in mind shifting, and I believe in mind mapping, which means you sit there and you create a dream board and you look at the future you want for your business, your family, and yourself, and you work on it. So for this month, we're really getting to the point where we want people to understand that to become a great business owner, real estate investor, you have to develop yourself into a leader. You have to develop yourself into a business owner. And business owners move very differently than employees. They're really committed to seeing the growth of their company, and they're committed to do more than everybody else. So I have been in this industry now going on 28 years, and I'm getting more and more strict about who I choose to work with. I don't want to work with people that show that they're not really committed to their own business, and they're not willing to make the sacrifices for their own business, because I can only teach you what I know and what I've learned. And for me, it was a lot of sacrifice, but it was only sacrifice for 1 year. And I saw results in less than 6 months in my business and in the amount of real estate I started owning. But I had to make that sacrifice and commitment. So I don't know how to tell people that they can become millionaires and not do the work. I don't know how to tell you that this is, you're going to get rich real quick just by, making a decision you want to be in real estate, because that was not my journey. So I can only teach you what I know and what I have learned. And most people that are teaching, they became multi-millionaires just by, looking at a book that says real estate investor. They're lying to you. It takes hard work. Successful people put in the work. We look at even people like Tyler Perry and how successful he is now, but there was a time he was homeless. And I happened to have a friend whose car he lived in for about 2 years, as he didn't even have, it wasn't even his car, it was somebody else's car he slept in. And my friend ended up going into real estate as well, and he actually listed Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And I've shared before that I was in contract for that property for a very long time, but the paperwork outlining all the properties attached to it was not ready. So people make sacrifices, and the more you are committed to a bigger why in this epic 2019 we're talking about, the more you're going to want to see the transformation. And if you follow me, you know I always start with mindset. We got to get you to shift your thinking and to view yourself differently, look at your business differently, and look at the possibilities of your potential. Everybody has the potential to succeed. Stats say that every day hundreds of people are getting into real estate. Every single day hundreds of people are getting into real estate. But out of every 100, they say 13 succeed. And out of 13, only 1% make it to the levels of, living the lifestyle they want. And so with those kind of stats, I really wanted to study what makes people different. And I had to go back and look again when I first got started in real estate, and I attended, conferences, or my broker that I had at that time, who had the 5 offices. Even though he had thousands of agents, it was a handful of people that were really producing. And I began to watch the top producers because I had a commitment to be a top producer in his office, then in Queens, for myself in under 6 months. And I ended up doing it in 90 days because whatever the top producer did, I did more. I came in earlier, I stayed later, and I did more of everything I saw him do. And what he did more than anything was prospect. He was always looking for the next deal. Once he put it in contract or he got the listing, he was moving on to the next one. And so you cannot focus on, where you are to grow your business. You really have to think of the next deal. And to think of the next deal, you've got to change yourself. And again, for me, I had to transform from, a weak, broken person that had no confidence. Most people wouldn't believe this, but I was afraid to even stand and talk to people publicly. I had to really learn to be developed into the person that you guys see now. If you met me 20 years ago, you would not be seeing this version of me, because I had to develop into a leader. And so without doing that, you're definitely not going to grow your business to the levels you want. So we have been talking about personality types, and we talked about the 4 different types of personalities, and I asked you to look at yourself in which personality you are. And we talked about the blues being like the dolphin. They're usually very messy people. They are sometimes very disorganized, and they look for more fun and want to enjoy stuff. They want to be in the center of the room, but they spend a lot of time complaining and whining, and they make the most noise about things and not really put in the most work. They like people to love them, but they will be the first to complain about everything. And then we talked about the yellows, which are the whales. They like to help people, and they really focus on how they can be helpful. And they will hug everybody. They're very loyal. They like to serve. And most people find them very attractive because they're very caring. When I study these personalities, I always have a person in my head that fits that bill to the T. And when I think of a whale or a yellow personality, I think of my friend on Facebook, PJ Thomas Jr. He is definitely a whale. When I first met him and knew the level of military that he was, when I was going out to Columbus, Georgia, I was just amazed at how much of a teddy bear he was. He's a big person. He's tall, and but he's just so humble. And no matter what I asked him to do, he did it without any issue to help grow the meeting we were having there. Just had a real servant mind, very grateful, very thankful. And I was very proud to be able to give him the pin of the level that he wanted at the time, which was executive director, so that the people that were on his upline can move to national director and then make senior vice president and on, because it was a multi-level marketing. And to this day, he still has that humble, caring spirit. And it's very hard to say that this man is high-level military, because he's just so much of a yellow. And then we talk about the urchins, which are the green personalities. And these are the personalities I've mentioned over and over. They lead with their ear when they're listening, when you're presenting information, when you're talking to them. They are listening for details. They are listening to hear the details. Thanks for the hearts. They are listening to hear the details, and what they do is they want to hear words like, you've gotten all the research, you've pulled together all the data, you have all the facts. You have to use words like that with them. And they move a little slower. They don't make decisions right away. And they like to sit more in the corner and watch and listen, because all their decisions are made internally. They do not decide from outside in. They decide from inside out. And so you have to pay attention to those personalities. When I do a meeting, I like to stand in the back of the room so I can see people. You get a better view from the back. Most people think I'm going to sit in the front row. When it's your meeting, it's best to sit in the back because you can see the people that are leaning forward, that are very interested in the information. Now, when you're having a one-on-one meeting with the sellers after you've pre-qualified them, you want to check for the personality type so you could use the right words to them. And then the one that is my favorite, because this person is more like myself, it is a shark. They're known as the Reds. And this is a competitive spirit, not competitive to the point where they'll just knock everybody out, but competitive to the point that they want to win. They want to get stuff done. And they are usually workaholics. My grandson, I asked him the other day, I said, if you were to describe me, what would you describe me as? He said, well, the first thing is you're very caring, and the second thing is you work a lot. You like to work. You work a lot. You're a workaholic. And so I said, yep, that's pretty much what a shark does. And when somebody's a true shark, they are also very recognition motivated. They like to dress extremely well because they want to be noticed because of the stuff that they've accomplished, and they want you to see that they've been successful because of the things they can show you that they've attained. Now, you're asking me, why do I keep bringing up these personality types? It's because I want you to really master which one of these personality types is you. You have to think about which one of these personality types is you. And then if you are a blue, it's going to be hard for you to have major success in your business as a real estate investor, because again, you're going to spend a lot of time complaining, a lot of time not doing the work that needs to be done to grow your business. You're going to be spending a lot of time, trying to do things your way. You're going to spend a lot of time just trying to alter processes and things, and you're going to try to do the things you've been doing wrong, but do more of them because you feel like, you're going to get different results this time. But Einstein once said that doing the same old thing but looking for different results is the definition of insanity. And we are looking to help you become a top producer. So most people think that it is all about what we're going to do in a minute, the scripts and dialogues. We're going to go over one of them today. But it is more, 90% of your success is right here between your two ears, in your head, in your mind. And then once you make a decision that you are going to become successful, we encourage you to download the, we encourage you to download on the Yellow Letter Mentoring Facebook page. There is an album there, and we encourage you to download the affirmations for a successful real estate investor. And the reason we encourage you to download that so you can repeat these affirmations. I am a successful real estate investor. I am a successful business owner. And you say these things to yourself, and it helps your brain. It's free. You don't have to give us information to get it. Just download it and repeat those affirmations, and then add some of your own. The other thing we do this list for is so that you can see who you are building your team with. And I shared something with you guys last week. I shared this triangle, this pyramid. And I said, in building your team, this pyramid is very, very important. And at the top of the pyramid is you, then here's your team. And at the bottom, if you handle these two correctly, then at the bottom, you will influence your sellers and your cash buyers a lot easier once you invest a lot in this here, the top of your pyramid, which is you. And one of the things you want to do is really take time to understand yourself, to know your personality type, and then develop from one of these, from a blue to a yellow to a green to a red. You may not be comfortable being a leader yet. And so you have to work on that, because you cannot handle these two without leadership, without being a boss and moving like a boss. You won't be able to build a good team, because strong personalities don't want to work for a weak person. You may be able to get 1 or 2 deals done with people that you are, meeting and trying to do business with. But once they see that you lack leadership, that you're not really developing yourself, and that you don't have a solid foundation, they're not going to repeat business with you. So you and the team you put together will not prioritize your deals if you do that. So you have to work on self-improvement. And then I wanted you to look at this chart here, these 3 circles. The first one is your business. If you do not work on self-improvement, you're not going to really develop a good business. So you want to study how to start your real estate investing business, and we go over all of that in the Yellow Letter Mentoring workbook. And then there's strategies, there's business principles, there's dialogues, there's vocabulary that you need to learn, and processes and systems that you need to learn. That's also going to be affected by how much self-improvement you commit to. And then, of course, there's your personal life. Your personal life, you've got to get to the point in real estate where your personal life is not being infected or messing up your business. You've got to put your personal life on pause for a season. And I'm not saying, don't enjoy your family, but you've got to put everything on pause and focus on your real estate for a season. So what you want to do is, you cannot let personal stuff start messing up your real estate game. You cannot let something that happened at home stop you from making your appointments, stop you from making your phone calls, stop you from the time you've committed to get trainings or to be on trainings like we're doing right now. You cannot let personal stuff throw you off. And if you look at the center of these 3 circles, it is self-improvement. Your self-improvement is going to affect how you handle life situations, how you handle things that come up in your business, and how you handle the strategies, the processes, the templates, everything that's given to you, so that you can grow your business. If you're a blue, you're going to complain about everything I just said. If you're a yellow, you're going to look for ways to make everything I just said more fun, more enjoyable. And if you're a green, you're going to look for facts and details in everything I just said. And if you're a red, you're going to say, how do I make this happen? And you're going to start making it happen step by step. Sometimes people feel like, I'm going to start this when I do A, B, C, and D. And then A, B, C, and D never happens, because the best way to get anything done is to get started. So you want to get started. The best way to get anything done is to get started. If you feel like, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to wait until A, B, C, and D, it's not going to work for you. So again, the 4 different personality types are going to handle this information very, very differently. I like to work with reds, because the reds are going to take the information, run with it, and make it happen. Thank you for the hearts, appreciate it. And then, of course, the whales are going to look at, how do I help others getting this done? You have to get yourself to the point where you are seen as a red, because now people will be chasing you. You'll not have to keep chasing after stuff. People will be coming after you. And so again, you've got to work on your success team pyramid. And then the most important part of this pyramid is yourself. And if the top is not acting or growing and self-improving, then the bottom is not going to grow. You will never get a lot of buyers and cash buyers and motivated sellers if you don't have a good team and if you don't invest in yourself. So that's very, very important. In the Yellow Letter Mentoring workbook, you get a better version of this with more details. But I really want you to see that this is very, very important. Now, when you work on developing yourself, you're also going to look at the different strategies. Like you have to have a follow-up system. Here's just one of my book with leads in it. I buy a lot of these. I have tons of these books because over the years of doing the Yellow Letter and different types of marketing campaigns, I've collected leads. And the thing with being in business and working on yourself and realizing this is something that you want to do 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, and you want to leave what you've started to your children, if you're looking to create a legacy, then you have to build this like you want it to last 100 years. So your foundation has to be very, very solid. There is a time where, even my own personal business is growing in different areas. It's multiplying in different areas. So there may come a time where I won't be able to do as many of these live streams, or I will do them, but it won't be as long or as much information. So I encourage you to take advantage of this season, of this year, of getting all this information, because it's really going to develop your mindset. It's really going to develop your mindset. And once your mindset is developed, then your business is going to grow. So the first thing you want to look at, number one, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Read books. Listen to audio tapes. When you're in the shower, I don't know how many people have a smart television. Put YouTube on your television. Blast it if you have a TV in your room, in your bathroom, or in your living room, and find a motivational training and listen to it. Also watch some of the videos that I have. There's a lot of information in these videos and they will help you, but it gets you revved up and pepped up and moving in a direction that you want. You also want to look at a business plan. So one of the best ways to create your business plan is to basically, what you want to do is you want to add up all your bills, okay? Add all your bills, your mortgage, your rent, your car note, your insurance, getting your hair done, your nails done, marketing. Do you have any suggestions on a good to start with? Okay, give me 1 second. Good question, Aaron. So add all this stuff together. And then that includes, I'm a strong believer in tithing and giving offerings to churches. Like I'm a member of CCC. When I'm not in New York, I watch it online. I'm also a member at Creflo Dollar Ministry. So those are the two that I focus on. So I add that as part of the money I send out. This is a bill, a marketing bill, a giving bill, your cleaners, your clothes, upgrading yourself, taking people, all of this added up. But first start with the bills you have now. Add those all up. And then you want to say, this totals $2,000. This totals $5,000. Now you want to look at, if I were to be a bird dog and I made $1,000 per deal, how many leads would I have to give to an investor to cover my $5,000? Very obvious, 5 deals. If I were a wholesaler and I were making $2,000, which is on the low end, if I were making $2,000 per deal, because remember, you still got to develop this person. So in the beginning, you're not going to get the kind of money that everybody's getting consistently. You may get a deal here and there that's going to give you a few $1,000s, but ultimately 2,000 is the base. So now you take that 2,000, divide it into 5. How many deals do you now have to wholesale a month? Well, almost 3, 2.5, okay? So might as well round it out to 3 deals. Now, if you were going to fix and flip, $5,000 would be nothing. You could make more than that on a fix and flip. So let's just say 1 deal. Now you want to be consistent about that. How do you go from doing no deals to 3 deals a month? No deals to, 3 leads that you're giving to cash buyers a month, investors a month, wholesaling. How do you go from no deals to wholesaling 2 or 3 deals a month? Well, discipline. Discipline, a team, a right team, your dream team. And also, and part of your dream team, the dream team had mentors and coaches. The dream team had to exercise. They didn't just show up and play on the court. They had to exercise and be prepared for the court. Your court is when you sit in front of a motivated seller or a cash buyer. You cannot do that successfully if you do not focus on developing yourself and growing yourself. So very, very important. One of the books that I like, it really depends on what you want to do first, Aaron.
Cause I wanted some more, cause I'm moving it hard like this. Oh, nah, 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 and I tell them again.